So
I just told you.
I'm trying to get to a point, with all due respect, that I can, without the additional wording, support your resolution. That's what I'm trying to get to. And that's why I ask you the question. I'm not sure what this does not state. Well, okay, let me ask you another question, if I could, and I'll direct it to the sheriff, if I could. Sheriff, I guess the question is, if this resolution as written is passed, is it going to change the way that you enforce the current laws that are on the books in regards to guns?
So, yes, let me answer it. And I'll be honest with you, I just sit back here, and I'm frustrated with this whole thing. I am. I truly, truly am. We go back 3 weeks before this meeting ever took place, or this topic came up. I sent emails preparing people for this. A week prior to that first meeting, I sent the resolution as written that we're asking for here to all of you, and so that you could see that part of it. This has gotten, and I understand, and it's passionate, just like everybody in here, in your views and stuff. And the truth of the matter is, and I agree with some of the things you've said, there is nobody in this room that's against the Second Amendment. To be honest with you, because I'm thrown into the middle of this, and I have no problem with that, I think a lot of it is confusion on both sides, or reading into it. And what do I mean by that? So the word lawful is what we keep talking about. If you talk, and I've talked to so many of these people in the room, this is what I've done for the last 4 weeks, because we have had no end to this. For the last 4 weeks, people talk lawful. When they say lawful, and when we say it's lawful as Second Amendment backers, basically what they're saying is, we see what's happening in Lansing. We see what's happening in Virginia. The problem is, and somebody sat in here, and I mean no disrespect to the other side, or who feel differently than we do, because ultimately, I'm the sheriff for both sides. If you call for help, I'm going to help you. That's it. But I also will give my opinions when asked. The lawful side is what they're saying is seeing. We had a lady that came in before and said, there's nothing on the books, there's nothing that they're trying to restrict our guns or infringe on our rights. That's not true. There's multiple legislation topics in Lansing right now that they're talking about. So we talk about red flag laws. I've spoken out. That's a whole nother story of it, but I'm against it. It puts us into a complete trick bag. I'm not okay with that. So what they're saying is anything that's going to come down from here forth, because what we're seeing, what's happening around the country, we're seeing what people in Lansing are doing is, they are saying with this is symbolic. If you want to be truthful, that's all this is. It's symbolic in saying that Lapeer County is against infringement on our constitutional rights. The lawful side for this part is that we're going to stand up, because as these things trickle down from Lansing and expect us to enforce them, we're not okay with that. Lapeer County stands together on the Second Amendment side. Where I think it gets confusing on the other side when people talk to me is, their word's not necessarily lawful, theirs is law-abiding. And what I mean by that is, there's people that are saying, well, ultimately, felons is really what it comes down to. The felons in possession of weapons. That's not what this argument is about. This argument is about what the government, Lansing, Virginia, all across the country, is trying to push down on us to infringe on those rights and the things that we're having. This conversation is important, but everybody in this room, when we lay our head on our pillow at night, we know this is symbolic. This is something as into major changes and things that happen with it. To answer your question, as into, does it change any of the existing laws that we're enforcing? No, it does not. But it sends a damn good message to Lansing when they're starting to look at all these other things out of Virginia and out of Lansing that they're trying to bring down to us, that it says, hey, we're not okay with this. We're standing together, and Lapeer County is a strong Second Amendment county.